Hello friends. In this lecture we are going to learn something about capital asset pricing model. In short it is termed as a CAPM. So what is derived from CAPM? First try to understand that. Suppose you are owner of a share of Reliance. How much rate of return should you expect from Reliance? So this model can give you answer of your expectation from Reliance. So capital asset pricing model will give you your expected rate of return. Is it all right? Now what will be your expectation from any of your investment? Please try to understand. You will always expect your risk-free rate of return. What is RF? It is risk-free rate of return. Is it all right? So if you are investing in stock market and if you are investing in fixed deposit, you are getting say 7% rate of return. In any securities in stock market, you will expect at least 7% rate of return. Is it all right? So you'll never expect 6% by investing in Reliance. Otherwise, you will be investing in fixed deposit, whereby you are getting 7% without taking practically any risk. Is it all right? So what you expect is always this: risk-free rate of return plus risk premium. Is it all right? So try to understand how we will be adding. Yes, you will be expecting something more. Yes, because you are taking risk by investing in stock market. So how much risk premium you should expect? Is it all right? First, let me explain you market risk premium. What is a market risk premium? Try to understand. It is RM minus RF, whereby RM is market rate of return. Now what is market rate of return? Say if Sensex before 1 year was 1000. It is just an example. After 1 year it has become 1100. Market rate of return is nothing but 10%. Sensex is a index for market. So you will be considering what rate of return the market is giving you, and that will be nothing but market rate of return. Is it all? Say in our example we are taking risk-free rate of return as 7% and market rate of return as 10%. So what is RM minus RF is 10%. Minus 7% is nothing but 3%, and 3% is nothing but market risk premium. Try to understand. I will expect 3% more rate of return because I am investing in stock market and I am not investing in fixed deposit. Because I am going to stock market, I am taking risk, and for that risk I should be getting 3%. I should be getting 3%. Now, am I investing in Reliance or am I investing in stock market? I am not investing in stock market only. I am investing in a particular security which is Reliance, which is a part of stock market. Is it all right? So I might be taking more risk as compared to market. I might be taking less risk as compared to market. What is the measurement which relates between market and individual rate of return is nothing but beta? Is it all right? So what is beta? It is practically giving you your Reliance rate of return divided by your market rate of return multiplied by R. Is it all right? We have learned what is beta. Is it all right? So if the market is increasing by 10%, your security is increasing by 20%. Beta is then 2. If market is decreasing by 10%, your security is decreasing by 20%. Beta is 2. Is it all right? So you are taking double risk as compared to market. Then you will not expect a 3% only. You are taking double risk as compared to market. So you will be expecting 6%. And 6% will become nothing but your risk premium. Sir, then what is 3%? 3% is market risk premium. And 6% is your Reliance risk premium. Why it is double as compared to market? Because you are taking double risk as compared to market. And hence, our formula of CAPM will be derived in following method. You will expect at least your risk-free rate of return plus your Reliance risk premium. And how to find out the 6%? Market risk premium multiplied by beta will give you nothing but 6% in this case. Market risk premium, beta is your risk as compared to market, so multiplied by beta will be giving you answer. Let us segregate full formula. You will expect at least your risk-free rate of return. You will expect a market risk premium because you are not investing in fixed deposit but you are investing in market. You will be multiplying the beta in risk premium because you might be taking more risk as compared to market. In our case, double risk as compared to market. Then my market risk premium, my individual security risk premium is becoming double as compared to market. If I am taking less risk as compared to market, I will be expecting less than 3% in our case, which was nothing but market risk premium. This is how you will find out your expected rate of return from a particular security. Is it all right? Now, the basic point is why it is termed as capital asset pricing model. There is no pricing happening. Is it all right? Understand, what is your return is expenditure for a company. Is it all right? So whenever company issues equity shares, what is their cost or what is their price? Their price is nothing but dividend or capital gain which they are giving it to you. So practically your return becomes their price of issuing the shares. Your return becomes their price of issuing the shares. Your return becomes their cost. Your return becomes their price. And for a company, share is a capital asset. Is it all right? So as you are finding out your expected rate of return, the company might be finding your expected rate of return to price their particular security. And so this type of model is known as capital asset shares pricing model. Is it all right? You need to go to capital structure or cost of capital chapter in your intermediate, whereby you can easily find out the concept of capital asset pricing model is in cost of capital, which is from the point of view of the company. So even company is required to find out expected rate of return of the equity shareholders to decide dividend and other policies. So this is a concept why it is termed as capital asset pricing model. Another important point is when the risk premium is considered, the consideration is made only of a systematic risk. Beta is practically a measurement of systematic risk. Is it all right? I'll tell you why it is considering only systematic risk. It is nothing but RF plus. What is the formula for beta? Standard deviation of Reliance divided by standard deviation of market multiplied by R. Is it all right? And this portion is a proof that you are measuring only systematic risk. Why you don't get a premium on unsystematic risk? Try to concentrate. Unsystematic risk is a diversifiable risk, so it can be diversified. If something can be diversified, means it can be reduced to zero. See, whether you are making it zero or not making it zero is your choice. But any risk which can be reduced to zero is no risk. So means it should be diversified. You should select your other portfolio in such a manner that this risk is diversified. Is it all right? Any risk which is diversified, you cannot get a premium for that particular risk because that risk is under your control and you can reduce that risk and make it zero. So market or any other practical criteria, you will not be getting premium on which risk? Diversifiable risk. You always get premium for undiversifiable risk or systematic risk. So CAPM model helpful in intermediate final examination, extremely important. If you learn it logically, it will be extremely useful even in your practical life.